Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining today's session. I'm Ramya, and today we'll be exploring how Royal Cyber's catalog pulse can make service catalogs more efficient and engaging. For any organization, a well structured service catalog is key to efficiency. Now, this applies to any business function. This could be for IT, HR, facilities, or any other area. Now, the real challenge is ensuring that it stays relevant, aligning with evolving business needs. Today, we're going to explore on how we can tackle this issue effectively. But before we dive in, let me take a quick moment to introduce myself. Hi again. I'm Ramya. I work as a technical lead at Royal Cyber. I work closely with organizations to optimize their ServiceNow environments. Today, I'm going to walk you through how Catalog Pulse helps organizations enhance their catalog efficiency and engagement. Now, before we dive into the solution, let me give you a quick snapshot of who we are. At Royal Cyber, we've been helping organizations get the most out of their ServiceNow environments for more than 20 plus years. From IT service optimization to workflow automation, we simplify complexity and drive efficiency. We work closely with leading technology partners like ServiceNow, Salesforce, AWS, and others to create solutions that can make life easier for IT and business teams. And just beyond ITSM, our suite of accelerators can help optimize workflows, reducing manual effort, and improving overall productivity. That being said, as you can see on my screen, we have a range of solutions spanning AI driven automation to catalog optimization, also process efficiency. In our last webinar on January 23rd, we focused on Catalog Compliance Checker, another robust solution, which is already helping organizations automate compliance and optimize catalog performance. Today, our focus is going to be on Catalog Pulse, our solution designed to provide instant feedback on catalog items, ensuring that they stay relevant, aligning with user needs. That being said, we have a series of upcoming webinars where we'll be exploring more solutions in detail. So please stay connected and stay tuned till the end of this webinar so that I talk about the upcoming one. Also, to ensure that we maximize our time today, here's a quick look at what we're going to be covering. We'll start by discussing key business challenges organizations are facing while managing their service catalogs. And then we dive into our solution on Catalog Pulse, followed by a quick demo where I show you the tool in action. And then we can wrap it up with a quick Q&A session. With that being said, let's get into the key business challenges organizations are right now facing when managing service catalogs. Let's start with a simple real-world scenario. Imagine an employee who needs to request a laptop, but the catalog only lists the outdated models. What happens next? Right? The employee tried to send out email, create some tickets, maybe escalate it to the manager as well. Now we know that this can lead to a lot of delays, confusion, and unnecessary workload for the IT teams. Now, if we multiply this with thousands of employees using various service catalogs, whether it's HR, facilities, or IT, we know the problem is pretty clear. Catalogs are static, feedback is scattered, and admins don't have visibility into what's broken. That's one. Lost feedback due to inefficient collection methods. Think about this. An employee runs into an issue with a catalog item, maybe a software request form, which is outdated, or something that's not available anymore. Now they want to report it, but don't have an easy way. So do they send an email? Do they drop a message on the Teams? Maybe they tell someone in IT, right? Or in most cases, this feedback never makes it to the right person, and the problem persists for the next user. The second, reduced user engagement from lack of action on feedback. We've all been there. You report an issue and then nothing happens. No response, no update, no sign that anyone even saw it. Eventually, people stop bothering. Catalog admins might actually be working on the issue, but because there's no transparency, users feel unheard and there's engagement dropping. Now, over time, the catalog becomes less useful for people and they don't trust it to work for them, right? Let's talk about next difficulty spotting recurring issues without centralization. Imagine a scenario where multiple employees from different teams are reporting the same issue, a broken request form, incorrect pricing on a service, or there's a catalog item that's missing. But because feedback is scattered across emails, tickets, informal chats, no one connects the dots. Instead of identifying and resolving the root cause, IT ends up fixing things reactively, one complaint at a time, thereby delay response from feedback to request conversion. Let's say an employee urgently needs access to a new software tool, but the catalog request form is broken. They submit the feedback about the issue, but that feedback just sits there. It doesn't automatically turn into a request or incident. Now, IT has no way of knowing it's urgent, and the employee is stuck waiting, slowing down their work. The delay isn't because IT doesn't want to help, but because the process isn't built for fast action. Now, these are not just small hiccups. They are real inefficiencies that can make life harder for both employees and IT teams. And that's exactly why we built Catalog Pulse to bring structure, automation, and visibility to catalog feedback. Let's take a look at how it works. Number one click feedback submission. So instead of users having to send multiple emails, calls, or try to hunt down the right person to report an issue, they can now submit feedback instantly. That is right from the catalog itself. There's no extra steps, no friction, just one click. Second, centralized feedback management. Today, feedback is scattered. Some are in emails, some in chats, and some not even recorded. Now, Catalog Pulse makes sure that there's a structured system where the feedbacks are getting collected. And that makes it easy to even track trends if there's any. Number three, feedback to incident request conversion. What's worse than missing feedback, right? Collecting it but doing nothing with it. Now, with Catalog Pulse, feedback can be directly converted into an incident or a request, ensuring that there's some action that happens, just not discussion. Four, real-time user engagement with status updates. Now, users don't just want to submit feedback. They want to know what's happening. They want to know that it's being heard. Now, with real-time status updates, they can see what exactly is happening on the feedback, and that increases trust and engagement. So overall, instead of feedback getting lost or ignored, we know that Catalog Pulse makes it simple, structured, and actionable, solving both user frustration and if there's any catalog management inefficiencies. Now that we've seen how Catalog Pulse works, let's talk about the real impact, like what it even delivers. Number one, faster issue resolution by streamlining feedback collection. With this process, issues are not just collected, they're resolved faster. So there's no delays, no more guesswork, right? Teams can directly get insights at the right time. Increased user engagement as feedback is acted upon. Users are more likely to contribute to feedback when they know that they are being heard, right? And that the feedback is being acted upon. Now, with Catalog Pulse, they stay informed, engaged, updated, that whatever input they're giving is taken into consideration. The final one, centralized insights for identifying pain points. Now, by making sure that we are consolidating all the feedback into one system, Catalog Pulse helps to check if there are any recurring issues and if there are any other areas of improvement, right? So there's like continuous enhancements that takes place when it comes to the whole catalog experience. So the value here is pretty clear. Faster resolution, better engagement, and smarter decisions. And speaking of value, let's look at what it means in real business terms. Instead of relying on an annual survey, a healthcare provider used Catalog Pulse to track their catalog complaints. Now, within weeks, they resolved key catalog design flaws and they even reduced the misrouted requests by 25%. Now, simply put, Catalog Pulse ensures that catalogs stay relevant, user friendly, and there's continuous optimization that happens and based on the requirements. Now that we've seen the benefits, let's move into how Catalog Pulse works in action. I'm going to quickly take you through a demo where we're going to submit the feedback directly through the catalog interface. And you'd see how that can be managed, tracked in a specific dashboard. Now, overall, there's also a conversion that happens from feedback into incidents or requests, and that happens with a very single click. Now, thereby keeping the users informed with real-time updates. Let's see the demo live in action in just a minute. Think about a scenario here. Okay. Assume that I'm an employee working for XYZ organization and I am looking for a form that I can submit that can help me get a new laptop. So basically, the one that I have right now is having some technical problems. I've given it to the IT, and they've mentioned that I need to put in a request online. So I'm right here on the portal from where I should be requesting the laptop, and I'm typing in, okay, not maybe ThinkPad, just let's type in laptop request. Okay, there seems to be a form. Okay, and probably this is the form I'm looking at. Yes, who's the laptop requested for myself, my employee ID, and select the laptop model, which is ThinkPad. Okay, I'm not able to look for the option ThinkPad. Let me see what options are there. Dell, HP, Aspire. Okay, there's only 3 options. 2 things. Number 1, I am not able to look for ThinkPad. That option is not even here. Second, the current options that I see are pretty outdated. I'm sure no employees right now currently are getting these models that are getting assigned. Now, what do I do about this? Let's think about traditional way in which you would look at this issue. How would you solve it? Maybe reach out to the IT, and how? Maybe I would look for a toll-free number I can reach them at, or maybe I could draft them an email. Let's think about drafting the email. I have my email right here, and I'm going to say that new laptop request form is outdated. I'd say that, hi team, the form for requesting new laptop seems to be outdated with the laptop models. I am looking to request for ThinkPad Lenovo T590 and the option does not show up below is the screenshot, something like this, and I attach the screenshot, right? We all have done that. Probably this is how I will be rest assured that my request is going to the IT and they probably are going to be working on it. I'd probably look for some emails from them, right? Now, the same scenario, what if there's catalog pulse? And that's what we are looking at. I don't need to switch between any other system, right? I don't need to hop on to my email. Rather, right beneath the catalog item, I have an option for sharing my feedback. So this comes up as a button, and all I need to do as a user is just click on the share feedback, and I can share my feedback. The different types, again, it could be bug, enhancement, general feedback. Let me just put it as general feedback for now. Form is outdated, need the laptop model, question to be updated, latest models. And then I just share this attachment and then hit on submit. So as a user, yes, my issue is that I don't see the updated models showing up. So the form is pretty outdated is what I see, and my feedback is pretty much shared right here in the catalog item form itself. I am not navigating in any other space, or I don't need to reach out to any other person and share my feedback. So from the catalog user perspective, I could see that it's pretty efficient. Now let's think about the catalog admin, or let's say the catalog manager's point of view. Now, as a catalog manager, if I have Catalog Pulse installed, I would see the application right here, and all the feedbacks will appear right under catalog feedback module right here. Right? I can look at all the feedbacks that's coming up. Again, I can look at for which catalog item and what type of comments I'm getting and who submitted that and what type of feedback it is. So at this point in time, if you look at the feedback types, you could see that it's bug, enhancement, or general feedback. Bug is a scenario where maybe the form is broken, maybe the options are not loading, right? Some technical glitch. Enhancement could be probably an improvement. Maybe the one that I even submitted right now where the form is outdated could also be an enhancement. So a feedbacks can again be segregated in these different types. And as a catalog manager, I can look at all these feedbacks and I can start working on them. I would also have an insight on which catalog item is getting the most feedback or comments on, and I can thereby make sure that my catalog items are pretty updated and efficient, right? So you see, Catalog Pulse is solving two-way problems. One is for the end user not having to switch between different systems as he records his feedback, saving time. Two is for the catalog manager having one space where all the feedbacks for the catalog items are getting recorded, and that way, they are managed and ensure there's user engagement in place. We are working on a version 2 where we're building a dashboard that the catalog manager can access and bifurcate these feedbacks based on the ones that are actioned upon, the ones are yet to be. Also, we are converting this bug, right? An option where with one click, this bug can be converted into an incident assigned to a specific team that can work on it. Similarly, an enhancement can be converted into a story assigned to relevant team so they can start working on the story. That's something that we are working on for the version 2 of Catalog Pulse. Now that we've seen the demo in action, let's see where exactly this Catalog Pulse solution can fit in real world applications. Now that we've seen the demo, it's clear that submitting feedback, managing it centrally in one space, converting it into actionable tasks are now easy with Catalog Pulse. Let's take a look at some real world scenarios where Catalog Pulse is already making an impact. Think about ITSM. Teams often deal with recurring issues. Now, instead of back and forth emails, Catalog Pulse can simply capture the feedback and speed up the resolution process. HR teams, they're using it to gather feedback on different employee experiences, ensuring that the user experience is improving. Similar to do with facilities and customer support. Catalog Pulse is simply helping us act on the customer feedbacks in real time. So, from IT to HR, facilities to customer support, Catalog Pulse can simply ensure that every department stays connected to user needs and continues to improve. Now that we've explored real world application, let's talk about the impact. How organizations are already benefiting from Catalog Pulse. A global tech company with over 10,000 plus employees. Employees kept submitting incomplete IT requests. With the feedback we got from those forms, IT forms, we ensured that there's a reduction in misrouting of the requests by 30%, increasing the overall catalog adoption by 50%. Similar to do with the hospital network. Teams struggled with outdated request options. With Catalog Pulse, we revamped the catalog and in just 6 weeks, cutting supply request delays by 40%. Similar to do with retail organization and one of the top university with 10,000 plus students there, right? Catalog Pulse simply helped to restructure the whole portal, reducing email-based support requests by 25%. So whether it's IT, HR, or even education, right, you could see that organizations are seeing real measurable improvements. And that brings us to a big question. How can this work for you? If your service catalog struggles with user adoption, outdated options, or let's say lack of real-time feedback, now is the time to fix it. You can visit our website to learn more about Catalog Pulse. Alternatively, you can also schedule a personalized demo. We also offer you a free trial so you can test it in your environment and we can discuss on how we can get you started today. You can contact us at info@royalcyber.com. Also our website www.royalcyber.com. And before we wrap up, I want to highlight what's coming next. At Royal Cyber, we're always exploring ways to enhance efficiency and solve real-world challenges. So here's the upcoming webinar on CMDB Part 3 series with Mark Portman, planned on April 3rd, 2025. And if you're interested, please feel free to drop your email address in the chat. We'll ensure to add you to our mailing list, and that way you're updated on all our upcoming events. Thank you for your time, and it's time for a quick Q&A session, and I'd love to hear if you have any questions. Let's begin.